It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see Toronto against Sacramento.
Kings play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it for you live here. How it's ended. Great stuff, David. Thank you. You know, and early on, you want to win games, of course, but maybe even more important, Chris, establishing your identity for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, early wins and losses, they can be deceiving. If you think about teams that peak too early, you want to make sure that you establish your identity. And I would suggest for any rookie, your main character of your identity should be this: great listener, hard worker. After that, we'll see how many points you score, how many rebounds you get. But you need to come in as a rookie, humble, ready to work, ready to listen, and then usually things will sort themselves out.
Yeah, great perspective. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Toronto right now, they've got Beasley, Miles Turner out there with Olynyk, and it's Chris Paul, and it's Butler in at the small forward spot. And Zach Randolph, the bucket on the assist by Rondo.
I tell you what, Randolph, tough to stop around that bucket.
Paul looking around, the pass to Beasley. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Outside Rondo. Carter against Olynyk. Carter down low. 5 to shoot. And stolen by Butler. Paul kicks to Butler. Over Brewer. No good. Shot missing. Now Sacramento takes it the other way.
And the cold start gets a little colder. Just 1 for 4 to start the game.
Rondo passes to Randall. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Randolph's got his second bucket.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you, always has his head on a swivel. Zach Randolph, a paragon of consistency over his career. In his prime, a nightly 20 and 10 guy, and still produces.
Carter kicks to Brewer. Carter, the pass to Rondo. Passes to Brewer. Randolph dishes to Carter. Over Beasley. And it's Carter missing.
I'll give him that shot again. He'll probably hit it. That's a good look.
Butler on the wing. Sacramento grabs the miss. Rondo looking around. Pass to Carter. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, Carter, just a freak of nature, one of the best dunkers the game has ever seen, a top-tier shooting guard who just embraces the spotlight.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, the Kings, they're trying to create some continuity. I mean, the coaching and the front office positions are now signed through 2020. They say there's a unified vision on getting back to the playoffs.
Count that one.
I like how Paul is always looking to dish the ball. I mean, he has a pass-first mentality.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento moving it around. Brewer. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo.
And, guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Well, I wouldn't say that's his shot, but it's a shot he can make, and that really opens things up for the offense.
Paul's shot is off. Sacramento leading by 4. Outside Rondo. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Beasley against Carter. Here's Randolph. The rebound by Turner.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Beasley finds Butler over Brewer. Can't connect from 14 feet out. And that concludes the first quarter of play. King. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point.
Toughest position in the NBA night in and night.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
Carter out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Jared Dudley. Then it's Zach Randolph. And it's Brewer in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. Carter down low. He's against Olynyk. Moves back up. The offensive rebound. Randolph's shot is good. Randolph's got 6 points.
One of the most voracious offensive rebounders of his generation. Randolph always in pursuit.
Now here's Paul. Really had troubles in the loss to Portland. Butler against Dudley. And that one's good by Butler.
And Butler is a force when he's driving to the basket. God loves gutting the defense, and you just cannot afford to lose him. And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Oh, man, yeah, he read it all the way. He got a jump on it. Very close.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
In the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special.
And a good read right there by Paul. Great at carving out space close to the rim and capitalizing.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. Right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and back court rebounding numbers for the Kings.
And their big men are getting the majority of the rebounds. You like all 5 guys boxing out and getting on the glass, but at the end of the day, that's their role to control the board.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. And Brewer kicks to Dudley. Brewer the pass to Dudley. Rondo against Paul. A baseline J. Here's Randolph.
And I love what Butler gives this team on the defensive end. Can guard a number of positions and does a good job with his help D.
Carter against Beasley. Carter with the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Beasley kicks to Olynyk. Just 3 to shoot. That one's good from the corner.
Wow, you can't leave him open. Olynyk will knock it down every time.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for Sacramento. Trailing by 2. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. Nice shot by Randolph.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Paul dishes to Butler. 50 seconds left in the first half. Olynyk in the corner. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Launches a 3. And it's Randolph with the rebound. Randolph's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Down low. Here's Brewer. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Oh, and Brewer has such terrific length, which he uses expertly down inside to bury shots.
17 seconds left in the second quarter. Ball against Rondo. Beasley left side. Good work defensively by Carter. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points.
Welcome back to Sacramento. A great look from above with the dome of the state capitol building visible there in the distance. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, Zach Randolph displaying his skills today.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Olynyk is out there with Turner. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Beasley in at the 2-guard spot. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. With shooting at such a premium in today's game, let's talk aesthetics. Chris, for your money, the prettiest jump shot you think going in the league right now?
It's 4 that come to mind and 1 guy that doesn't play in the league anymore. Let's go with Klay Thompson. You know he can knock it down. Probably the best catch-shoot guy in the league. Now you got to go to Bradley Beal.
Beautiful stroke.
And Ray Allen. Oh, they had 2 of the prettiest strokes you've ever seen. Steph Curry, the flea flicker, how quick it is pure, but I got to add one person. Steph Curry's dad. He had a pretty jump shot too.
Dale Curry.
That's, oh yeah. And I played against Dale, and it was so quick and so similar to Steph's shot that anytime I see Steph, I think of his dad. I used to tell Steph a couple of years ago, I think your dad can still shoot better than you, but I think he's proven me wrong the last couple of years.
Teardrop shot. Rondo. Good. And the Kings lead by 2.
And at his best is Rondo when he's attacking in the paint. Beautiful little floater there. Easy to get it up and over the defense.
And Olynyk kicks to Beasley. Pass to Turner. Beasley trying to break free. The shot by Turner, no good.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
He's not going to lead the league in dunks, but when Randolph does throw it down, watch out.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Butler against Randolph. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You just can't fall for Butler's shot fake. Once he has you up in the air, he is really skilled at drawing the foul.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And as great of a free throw shooter as he is, it's still a part of his game. He works very hard at it.
Paul against Rondo. Kicks to Brewer. Outside Rondo, down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep, Toronto grabs the miss. Turner's got his 4th rebound in this one. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
Here's Butler. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
Yeah, and Butler just can't be stopped. I mean, even when the D knocks him around, he keeps his focus on the basket.
The Kings trail by 3. Carter kicks to Brewer. Outside Rondo. Randolph against Turner. Poked away, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Clock at 2. Here's Carter. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Toronto leading by 3. Beasley left side. It counts, and the foul. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Toronto shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Sacramento Kings. Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. .11 seconds left in the third. He kicks it to Randolph. Clock at 4. To halt the run, and it's sent back by Turner. And so it's Toronto with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter, trailing to strike. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Rajon Rondo, Jared Dudley out there with Corey Brewer. And there's Carter. And it's Randolph in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Rondo against Beasley. The pass to Rondo. From deep. Nailed from three-point land. Rondo's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Kings. Beasley kicks to Paul. From about 16, good as the jump shot falls.
Not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Tries again. And it's sent back by Turner. Paul finds Turner. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists in the game.
And after only making 35% of their shots in that first half, they are slowly getting into a groove here in the second.
Randolph can't hit. Toronto leading by 7. Here's Butler. And the rebound goes to Rajon Rondo. The Kings have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Butler with the steal. Here's Beasley. The teardrop falls in.
Listen, you can count on Paul to find the open man. His court awareness simply off the charts.
Passes to Randolph. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Toronto working the ball around now. And that one is good by Beasley. NBA offenses have always been complex, and they always are evolving. But C-Web, the movement and precision now seems to be at another level. Would you agree?
You know what, Kev, I disagree a little bit with that. You know, having played in different teams with some complex offenses, it's still all the basics. You still have the old flex offense, and that's nothing but what Utah, Karl Malone, and John Stockton used some 20 years ago. You still have triangle principles, which is what Jordan and Pippen used some 20, 25 years ago. And if you really want to go back to the Bob Cousy days when he played with Bill Russell, you still have a lot of throwing it into the post and cutting off of it. I think the players have evolved and the players' skill sets are better. And as far as offensive sets, I don't see that much has changed, except how do you execute them, and can you execute them with having the right position players with the correct skill set on the floor at the time that you're calling the play.
All right, I love your honest appraisal. Paul passes to Olynyk. Clock at 6. It's Beasley on the wing. He's covered by Randolph. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. The Kings trail by 9. Rondo kicks to Randolph. 1:15 left in the game. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Turner. Toronto, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Beasley. Good work defensively by Carter.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
And the basket by Brewer.
You have to at least get a hand up, right? In Brewer's face from outside, he has such a quick pull-up on that perimeter Jimmy.
Rondo against Paul. Pass to Beasley. Back to Paul. Releases from 15, and the shot is long.
Time working against them here.
It's going to be crazy hard right now to catch up. They need a quick score and a quick foul. The floater's a tough shot, even when you're that close to the bucket.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Well, look, I've always thought that the way Paul leads his team is impressive. Look, he's always talking, giving instruction. I guess he's a real player coach.
You know, mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion.
Timeout called by the Kings. They're behind by 6. 24 seconds left in the 4th. To the inside, and it's sent back by Turner, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner. Here's Dudley. Count it. And now they trail by just 4.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. 15 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Brewer finds Rondo. The 3 from Dudley. Toronto grabs the miss. They've led by as many as 11 points, and now they decide to foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Rondo passes to Cunningham, and stolen by Ellington. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They came in here and took care of it. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Greg.